Hey everyone! After the last video on the channel about how to find shitcoins, that is young projects at an early stage, I was literally flooded with messages in my DMs with questions, and actually it's very nice to receive such feedback from you. Today I want to share with y'all a super cool tool that I reckon will make a bunch of y'all millionaires. Enjoy the show! Actually, in the DeFi sphere, the biggest gains are made based on insider information. Insider information, for those who don't know, or simply insider in short, can be said to be information that very few people know about. How does this work? Let's break it down with an example. Imagine your friend Vasya decides to create a cryptocurrency token. And it is only him, as it turns out, who possesses knowledge about what he will be launching in the near future. A project under a specific name, and perhaps a small number of individuals who are working with him in a team. And Vasya, as your good friend, if he is indeed a good friend, he will surely share information with you regarding the launch of a token, and you will have the opportunity to participate in early stage investing. So you can buy a project when it's still dirt cheap. So you're getting the inside scoop, meaning insider information from Vasya. You can naturally retain this insight to yourself, or you can distribute it with your friends, like numerous Telegram channels and diverse private channels accomplish. And accordingly, this insight begins to spread like wildfire. And individuals who discover this information initially typically make the largest X's. That's why it's crucial in the DeFi space to surround yourself with like-minded individuals and ideally become friends with developers and interesting folks who are also launching tokens to get first-hand information from them. Well, what if you do not have that environment, those insiders, or simply do not have the ability to pay for some private channel where such insights are published? What actions should you take in that kind of situation? Allow me to simplify your life and provide you with an incredibly useful service that will enable you to obtain up-to-the-minute information regarding the purchases and sales of an individual, or more specifically, their wallet. So, you will have the ability to keep track of insiders in real time, including observing what they are purchasing and what they are selling. Alright, let's get down to business right away. The service we'll be using to track the movement of whales, insiders and so on is called Zerion. Alright, let's break it down step by step on how to use this platform. To do this, just Google Zerion and open the first website. It's called Zerion.io. The ion point is called He. So here's nothing complicated, just click on Zerion web app and our application opens. Next, here they suggest connecting a wallet. It's not necessary to do, but if it's convenient for you, you can, for example, connect MetaMask. Alright, here is also a bar for entering addresses, and I am able to input the address of any wallet that I want to keep an eye on and monitor its activity. Let us proceed and take action. I am including the wallet belonging to one of the insiders whom I wish to monitor closely, so let us unlock it. Hey, check it out, there are 3 sections here: token, NFT and history. Let's start with tokens. So here we have a chart of his funds, meaning how this amount changed throughout the day, week, month, year and so on. Throughout the day he had no good things happen, but over the week, check it out, his portfolio has been steadily growing. And here he has a very smooth growth. That is, usually when a person transfers a large sum to their wallet, there are such sharp jumps, but in principle, everything is smooth for him. And I always pay attention to this, first and foremost, when tracking any wallet, to its effectiveness, how actively it trades and how profitable it trades, which is the most important aspect. You can also take a look at the month extension. Take a look, he has been extremely active in the previous month and his portfolio has been steadily growing. At its peak, the portfolio reached $303,000. Right now, his balance in all tokens is showing us $253,000 in real time. Here we can also scroll down and see what he's holding in his wallet. Yeah, check it out. He's got broadcasts worth $150K. So there's this token called Not Finance, some advice for $46,000, PayPay is there, Gyoza, Dogecoin and so on. You have the option to click and show all assets, and we will be able to view the complete list. My main priority is to pay attention to tokens that contain the most money for any user. Well, in this case it's Ethereum, but Ethereum isn't really interesting to us as an investment since we're hunting for altcoins. Additionally, here is Not Finance, there is this Peppy thing and so on. Well, here you can see by examining the contents provided. So it's $11K, $5,200, etc. Next, we'll check his oil stocks and their prices. Laura, that is the bottom price. and we can check out the history of his transactions. In this case, we're seeing it in real time. So the date, time, the network signs the arbiter. In this case, he had a trade. On the arbiter, he bought a coin, IPP. We can easily go in, click on it, and see when he bought it, when he sold it. However, in this case, the graph is not displayed. Let's locate a different coin to make it more visually appealing. Well, for instance, today he was purchasing, let's decrease the price slightly, just a tad. For instance, PPAP, bought on Airwaves, got PPAP token for $487. We enter PPAP, it doesn't display either, okay, it is not a big deal, truly. You can examine it, for instance, using DEX tool. Therefore, you have the option to effortlessly go and examine the coin's address. Simply click here and it will open Etherscan, allowing you to conveniently copy the token contract for further reference. Let us proceed to DEX tool. Allow me to quickly extract DEX tool. Let's head over to DEX tool promptly. Let's go to DEX tool without any delay. We're closing up shop here, inserting the contract, and we've got the PPAP token. Awesome. We choose this token, look at the time when a transaction was made with it. In this case, it's 5.15 this morning, so it's the 20th, and we can see at what price he bought it. In this scenario, I am given a time frame of 15 minutes. Therefore, we can simply adjust it to 1 minute and observe the location of the entry point for him, 5.15. Well, there you have it. Our tiny little kitten bought it right on the dot, without a single second of delay or hesitation. But it's unclear why he bought it here specifically. Most likely either he had some incorrect insider information or he was just testing. Occasionally, even large wallets make errors, purchasing coins, testing them, discarding them, and so forth. So basically, the main thing is for you to understand the essence of how to track the moment of purchase. Well, you see, he bought it for $487, which is actually not much for a big budget, so it means that he probably doesn't really believe in this coin. Here, for example, he bought a token for $974. Let's press it too. Troll, it's called a price, token, and pay attention. Here's a chart. Well, in this case, you can turn on the daily view, and there are pluses and minuses. A plus is a purchase, so we see for how much in dollars and tokens he bought, and here we see for how much he sold, so we can turn on the weekly view. Here, for example, he bought at the bottom for $3,000, not just like that. I mean, he's a troll. He bought from us twice and sold it twice. Pay attention. Here he bought for $3,000 and sold it for $7,500, and this literally happened within a day. He switched back to that token at $997 and sold it again for a profit. Here his balance is also shown below, indicating he currently has 0 trolls on his balance. Thus, we can infer he probably had prior knowledge, bought it early on, and made a good profit. Currently he no longer holds the token, well, and the token itself has started to roll. However, let's analyze it further. I will demonstrate some of his highly successful transactions to you. For instance, this guy purchased the Pepe token, which provided him with an insane quantity of X's. Let's take it down a notch and find out. By the way, check it out. Here we have a double transaction, meaning we can see that Pepe was selling and received 3.3 Ether, which is around $7,000. You can also click if you see that it's double and check it out. Let's hit Pepe, and we see how beautifully he just stocked up at the bottom. Literally, you could say he hopped on the first train cars. He bought Pepe for $537, and take a look at how much he earned on it. So he has already taken a total of $31,000. He calmly adjusted his position, sold an item here for a price of $5,000, sold another item here for $4 and some change, sold a third item here for another $4, sold a fourth item here for $2, further sold a fifth item here for $4. Here he unloaded an item for a price of $1,000 and some change, sold a sixth item here for $500, and sold a seventh item here for almost $6,000. So you see, one precise purchase here for $500 and insane income in just a few days. The funniest thing is that this transaction was displayed on his wallet, so I could, in real time, if I was following him at that moment, simply buy for him, also for $500, and sell together with him. Well, you could say I would replicate his success. By the way, he earned more, so you see he still possesses $32,000 in his wallet. The token is lying on the pepper, and he pulled it out. Well, we saw by the growth how much he has already earned. Man, there were some crazy parties here, like a rocket, and now there will be even more of these rockets, so everyone can grab their piece of the pie. You know what I'm saying? I never make a judgment about the success of a wallet, that is, how effectively it trades, one day at a time. So basically I scroll down for a week, and I can scroll down for 2 weeks to see what he bought, when he bought it, if he made any money, lost any, and based on that, I decide whether I should keep an eye on this wallet or not. Let's take a look at a few more tokens as an example. For example, he was buying a token called Need. How did he manage to make money here? Well, he hopped on the hype train, you see. Yeah, I mean, he really stocked up and sold at a loss. Currently, he has no tokens. He's in the red with a loss of 3,579. Yeah, more like he lost, didn't earn any money. Well, that happens. We can further look at the Apit token. Yes, for example, he actively bought it. So what was he doing here? He bought it for around $2,000. Then he sold it for $2,000. Then he bought it again and bought it again here and sold it here. And now he's just getting started. He can't hold on anymore. I mean, he's out of position and made $3,800. So basically, I think you got the gist. I mean, you can keep track of your wallet, see all its transactions, and for someone it might be easier to go straight for the big fish. I mean, do the same exact actions. Someone might have their own strategy, but once again, do not forget to always conduct your own research and do not be lazy to analyze your wallet for a few weeks, if it is possible. Well, I am certain you are curious about how to locate the addresses of whales, sharks, and other similar creatures. So, like, where do we obtain this address that we can track and acquire fascinating information from? In fact, it is actually quite simple, and I can visually demonstrate how it is done for you if you'd like. To locate wallets that consistently trade in the black, we will need to dedicate a considerable amount of time, but the outcome is definitely worth the effort. What is my usual approach for this? I typically access Dexport on DexTool and browse through the most successful top tokens that show the biggest gains in order to gather insights. Alright, let's proceed to Bob token. Bob is a relatively new token. It has been in circulation for approximately a day. And here's the thing, if we had entered on the first correction, we could have extracted more than 10 times our initial investment at the peaks. Why did I open this token and what do I want to show you? If we scroll down here, we can see all the transactions, and by date we can sort, so we can see the first transactions of users who logged into this Bob. Usually the first purchases are either developers or bots or exactly the people we need, insiders who came on the recommendation of acquaintances, developers and so on in this project, and they are the ones who make the biggest bucks. Who is making the first purchase? Well, obviously they have the lowest price, so we filter the results by time, and let us take a look at the initial purchases made. Our initial purchases were made on the 20th at 4 in the morning. Hey, check it out. Yeah, here we can observe both buying and selling. So we can even just go ahead and see how many people bought, how much they sold, and their current balance profit. A man bought 1.5 ETH, sold for 3.6, made a profit of 2.1. Maybe he still has some tokens, we need to check, go to the wallet. But here, for example, we see a wallet that just got sold. Most likely someone just sent him a token and he sold it from another wallet. In general, it is typically the responsibility of the developer to take care of it. Let's continue moving forward. Well, I don't really see anyone here who entered and did not sell anything whatsoever. At least everyone has already sold tokens once. So basically our task is just to find the wallets that were bought first. Well, you know, like there's this wallet, right? E3 is some kind of event. The purchase was really small, but let me show you the gist so you understand. All we have to do is simply get on this wallet. So we went to Etherscan, and here we can observe the address of this wallet that we need to hop on for our task. We merely make a copy of it, navigate to Xerion, and then proceed to paste it in this designated area. So here they provide us with an address, okay? Come on in, you just have to wait a little bit because it's currently loading the information. Sometimes it happens that there's not enough information, the wallet is probably new and may not display the information. This wallet probably is not a whale, it shows a balance of 0, unless of course it's not deceiving, if loaded. Seems like it is. Well, he is not particularly interesting to us, we can search for another wallet. Bobby is not really into it anymore, I mean he has had his fair share of both buying and selling. You have the option to enter into a few fascinating tokens that you have purchased but have not yet sold. For instance, let's examine the Bozo token. I observed the initial acquisitions. We purchased wallets, but we have not yet sold them, at least not from the identical address. Yeah, let's check out this wallet and see what it's all about. He currently has a balance of $507. replicate the action, proceed to Zerion, and initiate the process of opening its wallets on the platform. But here there's not much special information, meaning the balance is 0. He bought some tokens here on the BSC network. And just like that, he purchased the BOZ for $58. Let's observe what he did with it. He hasn't sold it yet. Let's check out another address, shall we? So, for example, he bought 0.5 Ether and then sold it and made 0.12. We can check and see what type of wallet this is. Now we're making progress, $14K. Copy, navigate to Zerion and paste. And we see that there are currently $23,000 in the wallet. We can see how he grew, whether it was smooth or not smooth. He has got an unattractive graph, but let us still take a look at the historical data. In this specific situation, it becomes evident that he was engaged in the practice of buying referees, or more accurately, selling them. When we were receiving, our AEFL tokens were exchanged for Ether, but in this case, they opted to purchase AEFL tokens instead. We see that for $97 on the air he bought AFLOX. We can take a look, but the graph also doesn't show enough information. So, you can analyze the wallet, scroll through all of its transactions, see what he bought and when, how much he earned, and how much he lost. Here, for example, Boza price, he bought it right at the beginning too. Apparently he knew something and sold it carefully as it grew. And here he's currently in the red, minus $974. Well, and therefore, after I check all his transactions, see how he trades in profit or in loss, I can make a conclusion about whether I am interested in this wallet, whether I will keep an eye on it or not. Also, this app is super convenient to use on your phone. You get alerts right away, like notifications about any wallet activity. So, like when a whale, for example, that you're keeping an eye on, buys a coin, you immediately get a push notification and you can just buy some token right after them, you know? Well, now you have acquired some truly fascinating knowledge that, I sincerely hope, will assist you in generating a substantial amount of wealth. I don't ask for much in return for this, just a like on the video would be enough, it would make me happy. And I definitely also leave a link under the video to the Zerion service. Enjoy it with pleasure. By the way, I will leave a link to Kit's wallet, which made a fortune from just $500 in Pepe's coins, in the description of this video on my Telegram channel. There's also a lot more information about the tokens I'm investing in, and also my experience, my results. Check it out if interested in this field. Thanks to all who watched the video till the end. Leave your feedback in the comments below. I'll be interested to read it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, don't be shy. And we're not saying goodbye to you. See you soon. See you in the next videos.